go. We're just going to go, everybody. You know, like that's how it runs here on Star Trek Radio Theater. I'm Dave Mader here on Live Long and Podcast. And sorry for the delay in our live broadcast tonight, but we're just getting started for Conundrum. We are doing a script read tonight with the Star Trek Radio Theater players. I'm Dave Mader, Jane Mader here playing Captain Picard. We got a whole bunch of great cast members here ready to go. We got Davin Skellhorn. He's going to be our narrator tonight, and he's going to be leading us through this story. And, you know, we got the various roles. This is actually when we first created Star Trek Radio Theater here on Live Long and Podcast 4 years ago. When we were first doing our first workshop, this was the story that we did. And a lot of the same parts tonight are being reenacted as back in that original thing. Jane played Picard. I played Ro Laren. And Ashley played Riker. And that's continuing here tonight in this version.
I don't remember what I played.
I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't even born yet.
Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walked away and said, "This is dumb."
Oh, okay. That sounds like me.
It sounds like Jody, yeah.
And I said the same thing, but I stayed and I was the laugh track.
Yeah, Kevin was the laugh track in the early days.
That sounds about right for me.
Yeah, we were like, "Well, we'll just give you a small part, Kevin," and he's like, "No, I can't do it." But we eventually got over that. With that, and with that all in mind, here, let's get the show started, everybody. We hope you follow along. I thought for a fun change of pace, we would try to let you guys follow along here with the lines tonight. And no further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Good luck.
Captain's log, stardate 45494.2. We're investigating a series of subspace signals that may indicate intelligent life in the Epsilon solar system. We are within sensor range.
We focus on 10 forward. Data and Troi are playing a game of 3D chess while existing in a four-dimensional space-time.
The characteristic response of the Kriskov gambit is to counter with the L-Mitra exchange, particularly since I have already taken both of your rooks. By missing that opportunity, you have left your king vulnerable.
We'll see.
As you wish, Counselor. Check.
Troi makes her move.
Whew, intriguing. You have devised a completely unanticipated response to the classic attack. You will checkmate my king in 7 moves.
Data, chess isn't just a game of ploys and gambits. It's a game of intuition.
You are a challenging opponent, Counselor.
Thanks. But don't think a compliment's going to get you out of your bet. You owe me one Sumerian sunset made in the traditional style, as only you can make it, Data.
I will honor our arrangement.
We focus on sickbay. Beverly is treating a crew member.
Raise your arm to the side.
She can barely raise it above waist height.
Is that it?
Well, I'm afraid so. What do you think?
Well, it looks like you tucked when you should have flattened out.
Something like that.
Turn your head to the left. Some tearing of the ligaments, nothing we can't take care of.
Good.
If I remember correctly, the last time you graced my sickbay, you were diving off the cliffs of heaven on Samiko 4, holodeck program 47C.
That's a Sick 47 reference, Dr. Crusher.
Something. Only this time, I flattened out when I should have tucked.
Well, as your doctor, I would like to recommend the Emerald Wading Pool on Cirrus 4. It's a lot safer.
We focus on a corridor. Riker and Ro are walking swiftly to the turbolift. Riker is sexy, but agitated.
Navigators on this ship have been doing flight handling assessments the same way for years, Ensign.
And I found a better way!
Riker is appalled at Ro's ass. Excuse me. Riker is appalled at Ro's sass.
Bridge. Do you mind if we discuss changes in procedure before you make them?
If I had come to you in advance and asked you to do it my way,
I might have said,
no!
yes, maybe. The point is, I didn't get the chance.
The point is, with all due respect, Commander, you're trying to turn me into your idea of a model officer.
The rules on this ship do not change just because Ro Laren decides they do.
We focus on the bridge. Riker and Ro leave the turbolift and go to their station. Riker is appalled at Ro's ass.
We are picking up the subspace signal, Captain. Sensors indicate a small spacecraft ahead.
The configuration is unfamiliar. Nothing in our database comes close.
Within visual range.
On screen.
It is some kind of triangular vessel with green lights.
Analysis, Mr. Worf.
No discernible armament. Reading 1 life form aboard.
Hail the vessel.
No response, Captain.
We're being scanned. It's not like any sensor system I've ever seen. Shall we read a book and then raise shields?
No. Let's begin this with a good show of good faith.
Sir, the scans are now matching the frequency of our optical data network. It could be an attempt to access our computer system.
Scanning intensity has increased by 1,500%.
Shields up.
We focus on 10 forward. Data is behind the bar.
One Sumerian sunset made with the traditional style.
Data puts a glass of clear liquid in front of Deanna, then taps it with his fingernail. A yellow...
Jeez.
A yellow
you-
glow.
You got version 2 of the script, right?
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. I was just... That one shook me a little. All right.
That's Ting. Did you not get Ting?
A yellow glow diffuses into orange in the glass.
It's beautiful.
I hope you enjoy it.
A green light passes across Data.
Is there a sound effect for a green light?
Anyway, yeah, pretty silent.
That would be
Don't
you.
make noise.
Okay. Well, it's just it looked like a sound effect in here. Anyway, sorry. I hope you enjoy it.
We focus on the bridge, but not on this script.
The scanning signal has penetrated our shields.
Butterflies in the sky. Computers are going down. Take a look. It's in a book.
Take evasive action.
The hell's not responding?
The bridge is briefly flooded with bright green light. 4 of them. No, 5. No, 4.
Oh, I see. We got a big green light sound.
What happened?
The bridge crew looks around, obviously confused.
What the hell?
Oh, God.
I don't know who any of you are.
Nor do I. I don't even remember who I am.
I can't go anywhere. Looks like we're all in the same boat.
Make that on the same starship.
An unfamiliar and not quite as sexy officer with commander pips speaks up.
Can't hear you. What happened to Heather?
Oh, we don't have Heather.
Oh,
I'm
no.
here.
Oh, now
Oh,
you
there
hear
you
you.
are.
All right. Take it from the top,
But
Heather.
who are we? What are we doing here?
It looks like I'm the pilot. We're not going anywhere now. The helm's dead.
But you still know how to work it.
Yes.
This console has tactical configuration?
Yes. Phaser power status, intruder scan, torpedo guidance. But they don't appear to be operable.
Clearly, we still possess certain skills. It would seem we know how to operate this ship, but our identities have somehow been erased or suppressed.
We are on the bridge. There's a good chance this is our ship.
Riker touches his collar and then counts Picard's pips.
Looks
There
like
are 4 pips.
looks like you're the leader.
Perhaps we should not jump to conclusions. I am decorated as well.
It seems to me that determining leadership is not crucial right now. We need to find out who we are and, well, what we're doing out here.
But how did this happen? What did this to us?
It's whales.
You can read about them in books, you know. Better still, who did this to us? I've got some intermittent sensor readings here. The scan keeps repeating itself like it's stuck, but it looks like there's metallic debris right in front of us. Distance 17 kilometers.
The remains of another ship?
That's a good possibility.
Perhaps we were engaged in battle.
If they stunned us with some type of bioelectric field, that could have wiped out our memories.
Then we fired back and destroyed them.
But if the presumption is correct, then we could have sustained other damage. Computer, status report.
No response.
No voice interface.
No interface, period. Hey, I got something! I've accessed the basic system directories.
Can we get a general status report?
Life support systems throughout the ship are fully operational. Navigation, propulsion, offline.
What about communications?
Completely disrupted.
That rules out a distress signal.
If we even knew where to send it.
Do we have an onboard communications system?
Ha-ha! We do now!
Let's use it. This ship must have a crew. They may still have their memories.
We should be careful what we say. There could be a boarding party somewhere on the ship.
Bridge to all personnel. Select a representative from your group to contact the bridge and report on status.
We focus on sickbay. The medical team and patients seem just as confused as the bridge officers.
Remain where you are. Stay calm. Bridge out.
Murphy.
Well, this helps a lot.
Report on our status. I wonder if everyone else is in the same condition we are.
Beverly's patient touches her shoulder.
This hurts.
Beverly picks up a flashing medical device and waves it over her shoulder and arm.
How's that?
Thanks.
I didn't even think. I just picked it up and knew how to use it. At least I have an idea of what I'm doing here.
But what about me? I mean, I'm a patient in a bathing suit. That doesn't say much.
No, it doesn't.
Do you have any clothes around here? I could borrow it at least until I figure out where the swimming pool is.
We focus on the We focus on the bridge. Everyone is working at their rear stations, except for Worf, who is in the captain's chair. The unknown commander gives him a report.
We've heard from all decks. There are over 1,000 people on board. Everyone's had their memories affected in the same way we have.
I've completed a survey of our tactical systems. We are equipped with 10 phaser banks, 250 photon torpedoes, and a high-capacity shield grid.
We're a battleship.
It sure appears so.
The turbulence system gives us access to the rest of the ship.
That sounds like the next logical step. We should start with the most crucial areas first.
Main engineering, deck 36. I'm on my way.
Whoa, wait a minute. We've got to coordinate our efforts here first.
I just need to do something.
Look, I feel the same way. We all do. But if anything's going to get done...
I know. It's a really ugly feeling. I don't like being so out of control.
Well, we're going to have to depend on each other if we're going to get through this, all right?
Okay.
Riker turns to Worf. Riker is appalled with Worf's ass.
We're going to go search the ship.
Very well, proceed.
I'll go with you. I want to get my hands on the computer core. See if we can reestablish control from there.
We focus on engineering. LaForge, Riker, and Ro are working at different stations.
Using information from this book, I've accessed the optical data network for the engineering core. I can monitor every system that's routed through here.
Warp and impulse drive are reading within tolerance levels. There are tactical arrays, defensive and offensive.
Everything looks functional. Now, if we could just access the control system, we could get them up and running.
According to the schematics, the engineering computer core access is down that corridor.
Weapons, propulsion, and shields are the priorities. Could be in danger of another attack.
That's where I'll start.
We'll begin our crew survey on decks 5 through 10. When you get those systems going, try to pull up the personnel files. It'll be nice if we all had names, right? Good luck.
Yeah, you too.
We focus on the ready room. Picard and Macduff report to Captain Worf.
So far, our survey team has found no deaths or injuries among the crew. Shuttlecraft are all operational, as are the transporters.
But no one they've talked to knows any more about their identities than we do.
Engineering is working on assessing the control systems. As soon as the ship is operational, we must make it combat ready.
Well, I would recommend that before we prepare for combat, we try to assess the ship's logs, access the ship's logs, find out who we are, what our purpose might be here.
I disagree.
Here, Mike.
We must make ourselves ready for battle. That is the highest priority.
Engineering to bridge!
Go ahead.
I've regained control of navigation, propulsion, weapons, and communications. We should be able to tie them into the bridge in just a few minutes.
Well done. Now we are ready.
The question is, for what?
We focus on the bridge, a phaser shot lances out into space. The unknown commander is at tactical. Picard is at the helm.
Pew pew! The phasers are operational.
Well done. We now have full tactical control.
We should run a complete diagnostic on all command systems.
Oh, a full diagnostic will require to take our systems offline. We would be defenseless.
If we're going to trust our lives to these systems, we should be certain they're not going to fail.
The computer was damaged. Some processors might still be down.
Proceed with the diagnostic.
Crusher enters with a mysterious candle.
Ronan.
What have you found, Doctor? What's with the candle?
What's with the candle?
Yeah, well, I found this cool candle. Not much. The brain scans I've run are unusual, but there's no damage to the hippocampus. That suggests we still have our long-term memories, but somehow they're being blocked.
Is it possible to bypass the normal pathways to get those memories some other way?
This isn't funny, sir. That's what I'm hoping. What I need now is to see some normal brain scans for comparison. Is there any chance I can get the crew's medical files?
No, we are running a full diagnostic. Computer resources are limited.
The medical records are our next priority.
Thank you.
Crusher leaves the bridge, gripping her candle tighter.
Off to my quarters.
We focus on a corridor. A crewman is standing in a doorway, talking to Riker.
I guess these are my quarters. But I don't remember putting that candle in the corner. Or anything at all, really.
If it's any comfort, we're all in the same situation, so stay put for now. We'll be back in touch.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Just gonna sit here and finish my story. That's all I need for now.
The crewwoman Ro has been talking to goes back into her quarters.
Well, that's it for the living quarters on this deck. What's next?
There's a large room up ahead called 10 Forward.
Let's go!
As Riker and Ro walk down the corridor, they strike up a much nicer conversation than the last one we saw them have. They are a bit flirtatious.
So, if everything were back to the way it was supposed to be, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I'd be having more fun than searching the ship, I'd imagine.
Fun?
Well, with that holodeck we just saw, I think I could conjure up an interesting program or two.
Now that's disappointing.
Why?
You don't strike me as a man who needs a holodeck to have a good time.
We focus on 10 Forward. It is crowded and buzzing. There are groups of crew members everywhere.
Who reported to the bridge from this group?
I did.
I like your ass.
Mm.
Have you found anything Have you found anything that might give us some insight into what happened?
Not specifically, but there are two things that seem unusual. The bartender is an artificial life form.
Data pops up from behind the bar.
Can I get you something? A beverage, a picture of Riker's ass, or a candle?
No, thank you.
I'm fine.
Your memories are gone as well?
Yes, the database that identify who I am are currently not functioning.
You were going to mention something else?
I don't know if this means anything, but I seem to have an ability that others don't. I have a very strong sense of what other people are feeling at times. It's almost...
Is something wrong?
No. Just for a moment you seemed familiar, wink.
You remember me?
Not exactly. I mean, I don't know who you are, but there's something about you. Wink.
Anytime, Adam.
Bridge to survey team.
There you go.
Survey team here. Go ahead.
We have accessed the personnel files. Report to the bridge immediately.
We're on our way!
We focus on the bridge. So was Adam.
Computer! Give me a biological listing of all personnel responsible for primary operation of the ship. Thank you for acknowledging me. A full biographical listing is not available, and therefore the story cannot be finished. Is there any list of the ship's senior officers? The crew manifest is available. That's better than nothing. Give me the crew manifest. The Tribal Chief, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Executive Officer, Commander Kieran McDuff. Second Officer, Commander William Riker. Operations Officer, Lieutenant Commander Data. Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Beverly Crusher. Ship's Counselor, Lieutenant Commander Deanna Troi. Chief Engineer, Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge. That's you. Security Officer, Lieutenant Worf. Helm Officer, Ensign Ro Laren.
Picard turns to the unfamiliar officer.
Commander Macduff. Have the other officers listed here report to the bridge.
Aye, sir.
Your next priority will be to retrieve any information you can about the ship's mission. Contact the operations officer to assist you.
You know, it would really help if we had books here. Anyways, aye, sir!
He's in 10 forward, waiting tables!
Captain, I regret my recent behavior. I assumed an attitude of authority that was unwarranted.
Mr. Worf, we're all doing the best we can in a difficult situation. Think nothing more of it.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
We focus on the observation lounge. The senior officers are all present.
We haven't finished the story or a full search of the computer records, but we have found out quite a bit.
This vessel is called the Enterprise. We are part of an organization called the United Federation of Planets. The Federation is currently at war, possibly with Candles.
Candle? With whom?
The Lycian Alliance! They're a genocidal race determined to destroy us. The war has been going on for years.
Starfleet Command believes that the Lycians are using a new weapon, which has shifted the balance of power to their favor.
Over the last 2 months, 14 Federation ships have been captured, apparently very easily. Their crews held captive by Lycia.
What do we know about this weapon?
Our scientists theorize that it's possibly a candle that was made by the Lycians that are using an energy wave, either plasma-based or subspace interference pattern. The weapon severely disrupts the starship's computer system as well as the mental functions of its crew.
That's what happened to us.
Mr. LaForge, do we have any record of our current mission?
Yes, sir! It's in a book!
Take a look.
LaForge gets up and goes to the monitor on the wall.
We're approximately here. We've been ordered to cross into Lycian territory and destroy their central command. This is it, the nerve center of the entire Lycian military operation.
Captain, there's been a great deal of damage to our computer system. Maybe we're not getting the correct information.
What are you saying?
That we get confirmation of this mission from our headquarters.
No, if we use subspace radio, we will be detected.
There could be thousands of lives at stake.
Our orders specifically require us to maintain radio silence.
Our mission is part of a highly coordinated effort to put an end to the war. There are other vessels on other fronts, all working according to an intricate plan.
We're the linchpin to the operation. If we don't destroy the central command, the entire effort will fail.
He's right, Captain. Our choice is clear.
Commander Macduff, set course for the Lycian Central Command.
We focus on a corridor. Riker escorts Troi using a pad as a map. Riker focuses on that ass.
These are your quarters.
Thanks for your help. Come in for a minute?
We focus we focus on Troy's quarters, not the ones Riker was bouncing off that ass. Troi has a look around.
Recognize anything?
It's like it belongs to someone else. Nothing feels right. This room, this ship, most of all, this war we're fighting.
I don't imagine war ever feels right.
I suppose that's true, I guess.
Troi turns and looks at Riker.
What is it?
That same feeling. You seem familiar. You're the only thing that does.
Can you remember anything specific about us?
I don't know.
Troi raises her hand and runs it down Riker's face, caressing his beard. Oh my.
It feels more like remembering an emotion, feelings that you're somehow associated with.
I hope they're good feelings.
Yes, they are. This entire situation is a little unnerving.
It's been a long day. We've all been through a lot.
We certainly have. Ba-ba-ba-boom, 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 boom, boom.
She gives him a peck on the cheek. He grabs one. He likes it.
Oh my god.
I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Oh god.
We focus on Riker's quarters. He comes in and touches his trombone. Orgon is on full display on his desk, showing that Riker is always down for some Jamaharon. He hears the pages of a book being turned.
Geordi. It's Geordi.
He takes a look in a book. He turns and smiles. Ro is sitting on his recliner, reading a book. She is out of uniform in a much more casual and sensual dress.
Hi.
I know I didn't get the wrong room.
I just didn't like the way my quarters were decorated. Besides, I have this funny feeling that maybe I spend most of my off time hours here.
Really?
For all we know, you and I could be married.
For all we know, I could be appalled by your ass.
Sort of exciting, isn't it? We just don't know.
We might regret this.
Regret what? Aren't you being a little presumptuous?
She says as she leads him over to sit down on the bed.
Like I said, I just didn't like the way my quarters were decorated.
Ro leans in and begins to kiss Riker's ass.
Jeez.
That was a book.
Maybe we should switch quarters.
Maybe we should stay right here and see what happens.
A quick peck on the lips.
What if I snore in my sleep?
What makes you think you're going to get any sleep?
Ro pushes Riker down onto the bed.
Let's just say don't groan.
We focus on the bridge. The bridge crew is all there. Commander McDuff is in Riker's chair, to Picard's right. Riker is now on Picard's left.
Captain, we have crossed the Lycian border.
Take us out of war. Ensign. Go to 3/4 impulse.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Worf, maintain a continuous sensor sweep.
Aye, sir.
How long till we reach their central command?
At our current speed, approximately 37 hours.
Captain, I'm picking up a vessel directly ahead.
Can you identify it, Mr. Data?
Let me just get the book. This ship matches the Starfleet description of a Lycian destroyer, a short-range attack vessel with disruptor-style weapons and a standard crew of 53.
Within visual range.
On screen.
It is another triangular ship with green lights. 4 of them. Much like the one they encountered before, the strange green light wiped their memories. The
destroyer is increasing its speed. They're moving to intercept.
Evasive maneuver, sequence Delta.
Yes, sir.
They're matching our maneuvers.
Activating phaser arrays. Ready to fire, sir.
Stand by.
Captain, our orders were to destroy all Lycian warships.
I'm aware of that, Commander. Tactical analysis, Mr. Data.
The destroyer has minimal shield. Their disruptor capacity appears to be only 1.21 gigawatts. Oh, wait, no. 2.1 megajoules.
I know I have no memory, but I'm pretty sure there's no match for the Enterprise.
Captain, the destroyer is hailing us.
Open a channel.
No, their new weapon. Whatever it was that erased our computers and our memories, maybe this is how they do it, over communication channels.
It is conceivable, sir.
It's also possible they just want to talk. I think we should respond.
Captain, the ship is hailing us again.
If you're wrong, it could mean our destruction. We can't take the risk, Captain.
The Lycians have stopped transmitting, Captain. They are powering up their disruptors. They have a lock on us, sir.
Full shields.
Shields up.
Captain?
Return fire.
The ship has been destroyed.
Maintain this course, Ensign. 3/4 impulse.
Yes, sir.
Well done, Captain.
We focus on the observation and sex lounge.
The Lycian Central Command would have received any transmission from the destroyer by now.
They're going to be on alert.
I recommend a randomly vectored approach to our target. If it would be best our chance to avoid any kind of pursuit.
Agreed. Doctor, the success of this mission would be far more likely if we could get our memories back. Is there anything you can do?
I found several cases resembling our condition in the medical index. The cases are different, but the cure is similar in each case.
Could the same treatment work for us?
That's my hope. It involves increasing the activity of the medial temporal region of the brain, using short-term memory synapses to retrieve long-term memory.
When can you start?
As soon as the medical files become available. It would be dangerous to attempt treatment without them.
Mr. LaForge.
Data and I ran into a little trouble accessing the medical files areas in the computer, but with a little time, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get there and finish the story. 3 hours maximum.
Proceed.
We focus on engineering. LaForge and Data didn't light that candle and are working on retrieving the medical files.
I don't get it. I'm still hitting a file wall.
There appears to be a command path discontinued. I don't know. I shall attempt to rewrite the locator subroutine.
Data uses the computer at superhuman speeds. Would those just become the android speeds?
Whoa, with the way you use those hands, you must have been one hell of a bartender. Oh, it's too bad there aren't any more of you around. We could certainly use the help.
Yes.
I wonder why you're the only one on board.
I have expended considerable thought with respect to my apparent uniqueness among the crew.
Any conclusions?
Several possibilities suggest themselves. Okay. I may represent an entire race of artificial life forms. If so, there may be a home planet for others of my own kind, a shared history, and a culture of which I am not presently aware.
Then again, you could have been built just for me, or for the ship,
I've told you repeatedly, I am not a sex toy. I have considered that possibility as well. It may also be the case that every starship in the Federation is equipped with an artificial life form, such as myself.
But you're a sex toy in my holodeck simulation. How do I remember that? Anyway, if that's true, maybe you all look alike. A standard issue android, hard to construct, so only one allowed per vessel.
There is another possibility. Perhaps my origin is unique. In that case, I am alone. We have accessed the information storage area. Considerable damage has been done to the files themselves.
You're never alone when you're with me. The mission reports are gone!
As well as the crew records and the personal logs.
So are the medical records.
We focus on Riker's quarters. Riker is sitting at his desk, holding his Starfleet Academy diploma in one hand and his bone
Trombone.
in the other.
Come for me.
Oh my. Troi enters.
I'm restless. Mind if I come in for a while?
Please. What's wrong?
Everything. Every time I think about this war, our mission, I feel a sense of panic, like a hand's closing around my throat.
You're never going to feel good about the war. None of us will. But we've got to complete our mission. I've been doing a little research, trying to find out about William T. Riker.
What have you discovered?
He's a musician, for one thing.
Riker sets down his bone and picks up his trombone and plays a jaunty melody.
That's it? Well, okay, very impressive.
Nightbird!
Nightbird!
No one was more surprised than I.
So, what else have you discovered in your research? Or sorry, what else have you research uncovered about William Riker?
He's athletically inclined, loves to bone, loves to climb a mountain. He's from somewhere called Alaska. He enjoys exotic food and takes his vacations on a planet called Risa.
Where he bones.
Ode to Psyche, John Keats.
Open it.
To Will, all my love, Deanna. That's me.
That may explain some of the familiar feelings we have.
Troi runs her hands through Riker's hair. He smiles.
I don't know what to think.
They lean in for a kiss, and the doorbell chimes.
You can come for me, too.
What?
Geordi?
Ro enters. She looks at the close distance between Deanna and Will. And a hat.
Counselor!
Ensign?
Am I interrupting anything?
No.
No. I was just visiting. We'll talk again soon, Commander.
Of course. Thank you, Counselor.
Bye!
Troi comes. No, leave.
And what was all that about?
Oh, we were just discussing the situation we're all in.
Good, because I have a feeling that I used to be the jealous type.
Ro pulls Riker in for a kiss.
Mwah.
Riker pulls in too.
There's the transition music porn again.
We focus on the bridge.
Aside from a really disturbing lack of books on the ship, what bothers me, Captain, is how specific this damage is. Any records of a personal nature, any files that could tell us about who we are, those are the ones that are gone.
It's a little too selective to be coincidence.
As selective as what was done to our own memories. Skills still in place, but personal knowledge is unavailable.
It is consistent with what we know about the new Lesian weapon.
Doctor, is it absolutely necessary to see the medical files to attempt treatment?
It would be dangerous to do it without them.
It's a risk I think we have to take.
He's right, Captain. I volunteer for the procedure.
We focus on sickbay. McDuff is on a biobed with a device over his forehead.
That's strange. The diencephalic, I think? I don't know. I spend a lot of time in my quarters. Activity is exactly the same. There should be some increase. Let's try broadening the bandwidth. Go to 30.1, raise the frequency as well. Increase by 33%.
Ah, my diencephalus!
Macduff starts to orgasm.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the sequencing program.
She disengages from him and wakes him up.
Oh man.
Kieran!
I'm all right. I'm all right. What happened?
I don't know. Something went wrong with the sequence initiator. We're lucky we didn't lose you. Did any of this work? Do you remember anything more about yourself?
Yeah, I got a real big... No, I'm sorry, Doctor.
Back to square one and my quarters.
Crusher turns her attention to Nakandal, and a sinister grin emerges on Macduff's face. We focus on the ready room. Picard is looking at his fish tank. Macduff enters.
You wanted to see me, Captain?
Yes, Commander. Please, come in. Sit down. I find myself having grave concerns about our mission.
Concerns as to its success?
No. More fundamental doubts. Whether or not it can be justified.
I've been asking myself the same thing. I'm sure our superiors feel their orders are justified.
Orders which we can't even verify.
Orders we can't ignore.
But I also can't ignore we have greatly outclassed the only enemy vessel we've encountered. And that every single possible shred of information which might shed some light on the situation has been conveniently eliminated. I feel as though I've been handed a weapon, sent into a room, and told to shoot a stranger. Well, I need some moral context to justify that action. And I don't have it. I'm not content simply to obey orders. I need to know that what I am doing is right.
So do I. I'd feel a lot better about this if all the questions were answered. And if you want to abandon our mission until our memories return, that's your choice. But I must ask you, is it right to risk prolonging this war, to allow the needless deaths of thousands on both sides solely on the basis of our moral discomfort?
We focus on Commander Manstuff's quarters.
Come for me.
Worf enters.
Lieutenant?
You wish to see me, sir?
I did. Please, memory or no, it seems clear that both you and I were born for battle, more so than the others.
I thought this as well.
It's conceivable that this is the very reason that we've been assigned to this vessel. The Enterprise has science officers, medical specialists, engineers, and a lot of asses that won't quit. Mm-hmm. Our captain is undoubtedly an accomplished diplomat, but we are the warriors. There are times for diplomacy. This is not one of them.
You're concerned about the captain.
I'm concerned about completing our mission, ending this war in victory. We may soon face a critical moment. The success of our mission may hang on a split-second decision. A hesitation would kill us all, and those that are counting on us will surely die as well. We cannot let this happen. That'll be all.
We focus on the bridge.
We are entering the licensed system, sir.
Slow to 1/4 impulse.
Yes, sir!
The central command is directly ahead, still beyond weapon range.
Red alert. Battle stations. Bring us to an attack posture, Mr. Worf.
Red alarm.
Sensors show several objects in our path, sir. Some look like candles even. They are 29 meters in length and are unmanned.
Red alarm.
According to Starfleet records, they're sentry pods programmed to defend their central command.
I'm not sure if you know how numbers work, but I'm reading 47 of them around the perimeter.
Tactical analysis.
Red
Mr.
alarm.
Data. Mr. Data!
I'll talk once this damn alarm stops. The pods are equipped with fusion-generated pulse lasers with minimal shielding.
Unlike me, there's not much power there.
Forward shields to maximum. Lock phasers on the sentry pods. I'm waiting for the alarm. Prepare to return fire.
Red alarm.
Shields up. Phasers locked on targets.
Full impulse. Take us straight through it. Them.
We are through the perimeter, sir.
Just like Troi. That was too easy.
What? No.
We tricked you, Janeway.
I don't even know where we are now.
Sorry, Adam.
Okay, shields up. Phasers locked on targets.
That's not the line.
Who the hell are you?
We have
That was
yet
too
to
easy.
encounter any battleships.
There you go.
Yeah.
Question mark.
They may lie ahead.
They also lie ahead. Worf.
They may lie ahead, I heard.
Red alarm.
Alarm.
Load all torpedo bays. Ready phasers.
Aye, sir.
The Enterprise approaches an impressive space station.
Approaching Central Command.
Mr. Data, scan for defenses.
I am picking up no vessels, no additional sentry pods.
Optimal firing range in 55 seconds.
Phaser banks ready. Loading torpedoes.
What are the defensive capabilities of the Central Command?
Armament consists of 4 laser cannons and 39 cobalt fusion warheads with magnetic propulsion. Defensive shields output is 4.3 kilojoules.
1 photon torpedo ought to do it.
Data, how many people on that station?
15,311.
We're within range, Captain.
Stand by.
Waiting on your orders, sir.
Captain, this isn't right.
The rest of our forces are depending on us.
How can our mortal enemy be over 100 years behind us in weapons technology?
Their battleships may be on the way right now. We must attack.
I do not fire on defensive people. Defenseless people. I do not fire on defenseless people. Mr. Worf, open a channel to the Lysians.
Macduff is horny and angry. Hangry,
I'm
you
angry.
might say.
Belay that order. There's something wrong with the captain. I'm taking command of this vessel.
Macduff gets up from his chair and marches up to Worf and Tactical.
Fire all weapons.
Worf hesitates.
Mr. Worf.
Worf blocks his way and gets thrown across the bridge far too easily.
Again?
Riker fires a phaser at Macduff, and we briefly see an alien, but he recovers and tries to fire the ship's weapons. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Worf unleashes his phaser fire, and Riker joins in.
Streams crawl.
This is too much for him to endure, and he falls to the floor, unconscious.
Captain's log supplemental. We are on a course to Starbase 301. Dr. Crusher has been working steadily and has restored the memories of most of the crew.
We focus on the ready room. Picard and Riker are debriefing and talking.
The Lysians
Oh
have
my.
identified Commander Macduff as a Sataran, an alien race that's been at war with the Lysians for decades. I have conveyed our deepest regrets to the Lysians over the tragedy of their lost ship and crew.
With all the power that Macduff had to do to alter our brain chemistry and manipulate the computers, it's hard to believe he needed the Enterprise.
The Satarans' weapon technology is no more advanced than the Lysians. One photon torpedo would have ended their war.
It almost did.
We focus on 10 forward. Riker enters to see Ro and Troi chatting at a table. He sighs heavily and makes his way over.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No.
I was hoping to run into you.
Please sit down.
Well, I'm glad I ran into the two of you. When you have no memory of who you are or who anybody else is, you find yourself in a very...
The counselor tells me that at times like that, we might do things that we've always wanted to do. Or people we wanted to do.
She said that?
It's psychologically valid.
Commander, don't worry about it. As far as I'm concerned, you and I have shared something that we will treasure forever.
Ro heaves. Riker is dumbfounded. Troi is amused by a mysterious candle.
Well, I'm a little confused.
Well, if you're still confused tomorrow, you know where my office is. Wink.
Deanna leaves Will to worry over what exactly the women were talking about.
And
we fucking landed that Enterprise, didn't we?
We finished the story!
we finished the story. And that concludes our reading of Star Trek Radio Theater's Conundrum with the horniest crew in Starfleet. We're going to bring it all down here tonight. I just want to go through our cast. Of course, Jane Mader, my wife, as the role of Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Well done. And I was playing Ro Laren in this one. Of course, we had Adam Woodward playing the role of Commander Worf. Well done, Adam.
Thank you.
Stephen
Dave,
Waters.
you were playing Elmo Laren.
I was Elmo Laren.
Mickey Mouse Laren.
It was like I couldn't. Yeah, it was kind of it was basically Elmo Laren. Yes.
I was thinking Miss Piggy for a lot of it.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse.
We were both chasing Commander Riker along with Stephen Waters as Counselor Deanna Troi.
It's very
Love how
creepy,
she rolled
Deanna
every
Troi.
every
creepy.
end she rolled. It was amazing.
That line you gave where you were like, oh, like you're like easier than Deanna Troi. You're like, no. I was the easy one. Of course, we had Davin was our narrator in this. First time ever narrating. How was this for you this time, Davin?
A lot of opportunities for jokes. I like narrating.
Yeah, it was fun. He was only supposed to be the computer originally, but he ended up standing in also for our friend Mott. It's Michael Chan. And he was trying to get us all to read a book and do the reading rainbow.
Take a look and read a book.
But Michael, I had when I said, okay, you just take Mott's role, I forgot that this meant you were going to have a whole conversation with yourself.
That part was funny.
Yeah,
It was
you tried to
amazing.
switch,
Yeah.
That was good.
you try to
Yeah.
switch between those two energies back and forth.
You did great.
Was something else. We had, of course, Ashley and Kevin Millard. Ashley playing Commander Riker, the philanderer, going around, with
The
all
boner.
the ladies. The boner. Queen of all the boners, the tromboners.
I'm not gonna lie, Kevin. I was a little turned on by your pressure.
Riker really doesn't have to do much. All the women just come at him in this episode. And Commander Crusher, Dr. Crusher was just wanted to spend all her time in her quarters with her candle.
I've never been more turned on by Crusher.
We had great job to both of you. Heather Narduzzi playing our villain in this story, Kieran McDuff. Very good job, Heather, as you were having to contend with a lot of who was it? You were when you were going with Dr. Crusher in sickbay. That was maybe the peak of that character for me. And,
I was really pleased with pew pew firing phaser.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
excellent.
yeah, you were the warrior of the crew. And then, of course, we have Jody Simpson as our android resident bartender.
The one who can't pronounce anything.
Yeah, and who was like having to make sure Geordi LaForge knew he wasn't a sex toy, which I enjoyed. That
I was frightened at one point.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of but anyway, great job to all. It was a lot of fun. Okay, here's my big question on this story after having watched it again today: is like, why doesn't McDuff just make himself the captain? Like when the database comes up and they're listing off the crew, because he made himself the first officer.
But why wouldn't you just steal a photon torpedo? That's all he needed.
Right, but if he was like, really what undermines him here is like Picard overrides him at the end, right? But if he had been like, if they thought he was the captain, there's a good chance he would have been able to pull off his mission, right? So
maybe the ship's computer wouldn't accept him as command because he's not even in Starfleet. It might not accept him as command.
But he was
Maybe
able to do a
have
lot.
He didn't have the command codes.
Yeah.
Like when Riker says, it seems like kind of weird that he needed us with all that he can do, and I'm like, yeah, he can seem to do a lot. So but
I'm surprised he didn't end up being Riker. He could have got a lot of ass in this episode.
Riker didn't even have to be the first officer anymore. He became second officer. They're like, what does the second officer do?
He just took away their memories, not their sexual charisma.
Right.
Like Riker
Correct.
will always be Riker.
I feel like it enhanced
He
it.
didn't have the beard and the bone.
Yeah. Right. And like
Gotta have the bone.
And obviously, like they still have their skills and like their language in place, but they know what a bathing suit is, but they don't know that a 4 pips means a captain, or like I don't know. It's all very kind of specific, convenient. But I guess
Convenient, as Jody would say.
I guess that's convenient as Jody would say. That's true. Any other? You guys have any other? We have the live comments here. Chris Murphy. He was the other person I forgot to mention, is he had already dropped off, but he was our 2 crew members, including the lady in the bathing suit.
When he could pull himself away from WrestleMania to read his lines.
He's
right.
He's still looking for the swimming pool.
No, that was hilarious when like you're like, I'm just in a bathing suit. It doesn't say much, and Kevin's just like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, and it was the most monotone delivered line.
Yeah, you said it
doesn't.
did.
No, it doesn't.
Joseph saying this is amazing.
Thanks, Joseph.
Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Let's be honest. It should have been Picard season 3's Riker Revenge. Oh yeah,
I'd watch that.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, everybody. It's always fun. I know this is a late Sunday night, so thanks. Thanks for pulling out. I feel bad that Mott had to drop off. Because that's why we kind of started late, and I was a little like not in order. I felt like to start the show. I was like, hey, we're starting the show, but it was really because Mott had just had to drop out because he was on his phone, and I was like, this isn't gonna work. It's gonna have technical difficulties. And I had and at the very beginning of this broadcast, Murphy didn't have his background noise cancellation turned on, so there was just like it sounded like an airplane.
Yeah, I thought it kind of sounded like a ship, so I'm like, okay, we can deal with this. 'Cause it sounds like
No, I was like, this is driving me mad, and so I had to figure out who it was, and then I found I clicked on Murphy's like take out the background noise or whatever, and it was just like so much better after that. So, but but just good safety tip for the future for everyone. If you have an airplane in your room, so, or an air conditioner or whatever it was. So, okay, well, I think that's it. So here on Live Long and Podcast, we have a whole team, a whole family of podcasters doing all kinds of different podcasts all the time. Like over in our science division, led by Davin Skellhorn, doing the trivias, doing the debates, and whatnot.
Whatnots.
What's the next one coming up, Davin?
Locutors of Trek episode 5 on Thursday. Art with Jenny Johnson. We're going to be talking the art of Star Trek with Jenny Johnson. And then
we just did a tier rank too.
We did just
uniforms.
do a tier rank and a Trek 10 First Contacts. And we also have a Debate 9 coming up soon. It's going to be me and Adam seeking revenge against Mark Cartier from the Shuttle Pod Show. But this time on the debate battlefield.
Ready.
Awesome.
Yep.
In our command division, where we do most of the TV and movie reviews, we're finishing up our Deep Space Nine watches, coming out every Monday night. We have 6 episodes left, I think, in this final 7th season of Deep Space Nine before we're going to start up our Star Trek: The Next Generation rewatch, as well as the Orville. And about once those 2 shows wrap, or once Deep Space Nine ups, we're going to launch those 2 podcasts. So look out for that. Plus, right now we're doing Star Trek Discovery season 5. We just did 2 episodes on Thursday night. It was Ashley, myself, Michael Chan, and Murphy, and Adam popped in for a minute for the 2 episodes. So we'll check out for episode 3. We'll be covering on Thursday. I think that's mostly the Live Long and Podcast activities, in case I'm forgetting something. And then check out the United Federation, the Greater Federation of Podcasts, with shows like the Hellbound Podcast with Michael Chan, Alex Blackburn. We got Eamon on Track, where he does album reviews of music. We got the Hold Up Podcast with David and Murphy talking about 3 movies in a specific theme. I think sports was the most recent installment. Graphic Histories with Andre Mayette, who's currently on vacation, but he also does interviews of all kinds.
Interview coming out Monday with the writer of Who Censored Roger Rabbit, that the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit was based on. Gary K. Wolf. So check that out.
Cool.
Very cool. And of course, you and Andre are covering X-Men 97 on X-Rated X-Men the Animated Review Show.
We are. We already pre-recorded Tuesday's episode because Andre's on vacation. So check it out Tuesday. We're talking about Motendo. It's like all the things I love in one episode. 16-bit video games, Mojo, Storm. I mean, that's all I need, really.
Very cool. Also, check out the Super Mater Brothers podcast. Not actually a video game podcast, but we're covering Survivor right now, Survivor 46. We're into the merge now, and maybe Jane will win the draft. Who knows? It could be Tiffany. Of course, our the newest members of the United Federation of Podcasts is, hey, did you see this one with Stephen Waters and Jason Phillips? Guys, I just recently did a horror podcast, I believe, Stephen.
Yeah, we just finished up doing the Grimoire of Familiar Killers, which is the part 5s of all of the main horror franchises like Halloween, Chucky, Jason, Freddy Krueger, but we've moved on to a wrestling month. It's Jason Phillips' birthday month, and he chose all wrestling movies. Last week we did Iron Claw, and this week we're doing The Wrestler. So if you like wrestling, all month long.
You got to do that.
When are you doing No Holds Barred?
That's the one I was about to say, yes.
You'll have to talk to Jason about that. He selected the movies, not me. Don't blame me. I'm innocent in this. But yeah, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Excellent. Well, check all those great shows out. Thanks for being with us tonight. I wish I don't ever have a cool thing to go out on. Oh, well, guys, Adam, did you see the intro the other night for Discovery?
I have not yet. I'll
Okay,
do that right now, Dave.
No, I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you as we go out, even though this wasn't a Discovery podcast. I just liked it so much. With that.
All I gotta say is, if you guys all
so,
sat
have you
through
seen
this,
it?
No.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I was dying.
I'm going to play it special for all
Love
you
it.
all. Okay. Well, good night and thanks, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Live long and podcast.